you know, demand respect from that person. Like, you're going to respect me, and this is what I said. And yeah. And so in terms of your question about designers in America, I think that they need to be really aware about the mindset of people, about the sensitivity of people. You know, we're all just watching the world fall apart. And I don't mean to be so negative, you know, I'm a positive person, but we're watching the world take steps to fall apart from this global pandemic, people not listening to the global pandemic, you know, people at home who may be at home alone, going through mental health problems. And then on top of all these things, you have our Black and brown people getting killed by people who are supposed to protect us. So at the end of the day, designers who are in this superficial realm of an industry, we need to really connect with the consumer psychologically, and then also mentally. But yeah, a lot of consumers are going to think about, what does this brand stand for? You know, what value do they have to offer me, so that, you know, I can wear it and be proud that I'm wearing this brand. And then also that they're supporting me to go outside or do whatever, be in different spaces, and just really having a purpose. Again, I feel like people think about fashion, and the idea of fashion sounds so superficial, because when you look at it on the surface level, it's just like, how can we get dressed to make ourselves feel good? But at the end of the day, fashion has so many layers. Fashion has layers of psychology, you know, going back to the point of making yourself feel good. So for me, I feel good that I'm designing for people, you know, to make themselves feel good, which touches on the topic of mental health. You know, people want to feel good, getting dressed. I've been in t-shirts and sweats this whole entire time that I've been home. But, you know, today I'm not wearing a bright shirt, but normally I will wear like a bright t-shirt, because there's psychology in color. You know, like if you wear like a bright purple shirt, you know, purple is like a soothing kind of color. If you wear orange, it's going to, like, you know, inspire you to be creative and have fun. I truly believe in like how color is therapeutic, and there's very psychology, you know, psychology connected to color.
Yeah.
So consumers are going to be very mindful for that. Yeah, I think that's really important. Like, you know, stand up, like just stand up for important things. And I see a lot of brands doing that. Even with the coronavirus thing, I saw Nike was really quick with putting out an ad called, you know, you want to play for the world, here's your chance, stay at home. Like, brands who are understanding the relevance of diving into the hearts and the minds of the consumer, the people who put money in your pocket, the reason why I have a job, like, you know what I mean? We're designing for real life people. And in order to do that, we can't have everything be so glitzy and glamoury, because that's not the reality of our industry. We're designing for everyday people like me and you. So, yeah, I think designers really need to be cautiously aware of that. And I mean, of course, you're still going to have like your consumers who don't care about value and just want to buy stuff because it's cool, which is it's an important factor in our industry as well. But just think about the dynamic of tying in cool with value, and, you know, just mental enjoyment for the consumer, for the product. I think that's how a lot of brands can be really successful.
When it comes to design, like we always think about like, okay, I'm a designer, so my ego is going to be like, everybody's supposed to listen to me because I'm a designer, and I don't care about the consumer because like I'm doing something great and beautiful and it's supposed to be on sale. So do they allow you to use your creativity on your design for the company? Or how do you adapt your creativity to the design that you give to the company?
So when you're working for a company, so as a creative person, I'm just going to set this up really quickly. So you have like a creative person, then you have a company, and then you have the consumer. So me as a creative person, I'm coming into a company. That company has its... I'm coming into a company. So I'm the creative person. This is the company, and this is me coming into it. So this company already has its core values. It already has things that, you know, that makes up its brand identity, you know, things that, you know, people relate to. So like me as a creative person, I need to join forces with this brand and realize it's not my brand, it's their brand. But what can I do to give my twist? So they're still interested in my creativity. That's why they hired me. So now I need to really research and really understand my brand's identity and understand how it resonates with each consumer, as I mentioned to you before, from different regions. So it's a matter of taking your creative energy and really, you know, it's like a brief, you know. You know, you're
Mm-hmm.
familiar with the term brief, what we used to get in school. We would get a brief and then understand what we need to do. So you have your consumer, you have your price point, you have, you know, you have these things, and you need to design into that. And for me, that's the ultimate sign of creativity, because if you have something, I don't want to say it's a limit, but if you have like a box of what you need to design into, that opens up so many doors for creativity. So yeah, so for me, I balance, you know, bringing my own taste, my own vibe into, you know, designing for Timberland. I'm in a position where I manage a big part of the collection for my pillar. So I design for the heritage pillar, and, you know, I design with two other designers. So I represent 1/3 of the collection, where, you know, I do fleece outerwear, you know, sweats, sweaters, polos, tees, and things of that nature. So for me, I have my own, you know, creative input, my aesthetic, what I like, my taste specifically on the categories that I'm designing in. But because I'm working with two other designers, we design head to toe.
Yeah.
So head to toe is, you know, obviously accessories, jacket, shirt, pants, and footwear, because I work for a footwear company. So because of that, I'm designing everything that's at the head, you know, fleece wear, outerwear, you know, shirts and things like that. But my counterparts who are designing like pants and outerwear, we need to make sure that our outfits coincide together, you know, simultaneously, and then
Yeah.
also with the brand aesthetic. So there's so many things that I need to work with. I need to work with my creativity of my own self, my own taste, within my category, then, you know, within the other categories who are my teammates, and then making sure that it's enough for the brand. We're showing up how we need to show up for the brand, and then also regionally. So there's so many levels, because you need to keep that brand perception, but then you need to cater to Asia, you need to cater to Europe, you need to cater to North America. And you know, you just use, you know, it's been 3 years now that I've been working in this way, and you become, you know, used to it. You automatically know, oh, we know Asia don't like this type of fabric. We know America really loves this
Yeah.
placement, like of a graphic. So you just, you know, as you've been working, I guess. So I can definitely speak for the market in terms of, okay, I'll speak for market in terms of Timberland, and then I'll speak in terms of the market.
Yeah.
So specifically for Timberland, so Asia is really into like cool stuff. Like they take risks. They think outside the box. If I design like a white Coach jacket with like a big print on the back, they'll be so into that. They'll be into like, you know, bright orange colors, like collabs, cool stuff. Asia's really interested in like cool, even when it comes in terms of fit. Asia likes a lot of boxy fit. Specifically with Timberland, they appreciate, you know, the workwear vibes that we give with Timberland. Europe, on the other hand, and I love designing for Asia because they're so fun. I love it. I love designing for Asia.
I mean, like you can see like bright color.
Yeah, and it's so crazy.
Yeah, you can
when
see
I went
like
to Asia
really.
at the beginning of this year, it was my first time seeing my product in store, because, you know, that was my first time in Asia. So, well, no, my first time in Asia was when I came to visit you last year. And remember when how
Last
hype
year.
I was when I saw my stuff in the store? But yeah, so when I went to Asia this year on a work trip, I was able to see my collection and just see how good it was doing in the store. But when you look at Europe, so Europe is like very clean like that. But because we're Timberland, we still need to make sure we respect our aesthetic. So then with North America, I feel like North America, there's so many dynamics within North America. Because when you think of North America for Timberland, you know, the urban North America, like the East Coast, and like people who are connected with the hip hop roots, they really appreciate, you know, that kind of aesthetic, anything that's a nod to that, you know. So they'll appreciate, you know, like if you have a graphic capsule collection that's, you know, something that's a nod to like, I don't know, something else in the culture, like NBA graphics or something like that. So they're into like things that are cool and that resonate with the culture outside of fashion, but then also with music, and then also, you know, anything in that realm. So they're really interested. So I like designing in that world as well. That's where a lot of my collaborations went. A lot of my collaborations were in the US and then also in Asia. But then you have another part of America, which is like middle America, which I don't know if in Asia you guys are familiar with outlet. Do you guys do like outlet stores?
Yeah, we have outlet store.
So you
a
have your
suburb.
main store and then you have like an outlet store.
Yeah, outlet
And
store.
Middle America is all about outlet. So to me,
Okay.
that's not my favorite thing to design. I mean, you have like your collection, then you have like your outlet collection. So, you know, when I design for the outlet collection, I still put a lot of thought into it in terms of sustainability, good fabric, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not always the coolest fashionable stuff because Middle America likes daily stuff like a button-up shirt, a Timberland polo with an embroidery on the left chest, their khaki pants, you know, their
Yeah.
cardigan sweater, their cable knit sweater, like so.
But when it comes to work, you have to work as a team because you cannot design alone. You know, I have a problem with that too because like if I don't like this design from this designer, I probably would say something bad to him. But not now. Don't get me wrong, but just like, you know, when you're growing
Yeah,
up like a lot
yeah.
more experience you learn and you don't want to do something like that anymore. But yeah, of course they have some contrast between designer for sure.
So I think people who are, I don't know if your audience are still in school or not, or if they're looking for jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
But in school, you're right. You know, when you're in school, you're building your own personal aesthetic as a designer. So it's understandable that you don't want to work with other people because you know you want to build your portfolio, you want to do what you can do, and you want to get out there and show your best work to these big companies. So I get it. I understand that you don't want to work with people, but I think it is important that when you are approached, if you're in school and you're approached to work in a team, you need to go with
Keep
it like
them.
full throttle with a good spirit, because in reality, that's what you're going to be doing if you want to work in corporate. Even if you don't want to
Yeah.
work in corporate, if you're being an entrepreneur, you still need a team of people. You can't do everything by yourself. So I think a lot of
Of
people need to
course.
let go of that ego, and that ego of, oh, I do everything by myself. I don't need anybody else. I can't work on teams. I'm this, that, and the third. You need to let that go because you're not going to get anywhere if you continue to think in that way. Of course, the reality is when you work in the industry, you are going to still have some people who, you know, they're working on a team, but they still believe in I. You know, they're egotistical. You're still going to run into that. You know, it's just a matter of how you deal with that, and you know how you demand respect from that person. Like, you're going to respect me, and this is what I said, and yeah, this is what it is, and you're going to respect me. But yeah, on a team, you can still like share your opinion. If you don't like something, you just need to worry about how you tastefully do it. You know, like my team, I love my team. So one of the guys left, but you know, before coronavirus, it was 3 of us, 2 guys and then me. They're both older than me, super fun, Dutch guy and then a British guy. They respect me so much, you know, my input that I have. I kind of, I act like I'm the mom sometimes of
You
of the
always.
team, because I'm always like, guys, like we need to meet together to make sure that this collection, that our categories are like relating. Like, guys, hello, did you get this shirt? Like sometimes I can be a bit of a mom, but it's because
Yeah, you are.
I'm really passionate about what I do, and you know, I like. Fortunately, I'm in a good team, you know, and they respect that. And whenever we have a good relationship with each other, that whenever we're not agreeing with something, we're like, are you sure about that? Or, you know, I think, again, this touches back on the conversation of building great relationships with people, that you can be in that space where you can tell them your true opinion about something. And you may be also facing situations where you don't have a relationship with someone and you still need to give your opinion. Right. It's just about how you respectfully and tastefully do it.